Alright, I am only making this video because my friend said that this team is only to face low ladder scrubs or something to that effect. I think it's a well-rounded offensive, well-rounded offensive team that can face really any tier. It has answers for stall, has answers for hyper, has answers for balance. So I'm just going to get right into it. The sets are your standard Sash Lead Excadrill. Also has a Scarf Tapu Lele. It has a Moxie, Z Bounce for the Gyarados, Swords Dance, Mawile with Knockoff and Sucker Punch, and then Contrary Superior with Substitute and Glare, and then lastly I have a bulky Volcarona with Quiver, Roost, Flamethrower, Bug Buzz. So we'll get straight into it. Looking at his team, he has a Mega Lopunny, and so pretty much like 9.9 games out of 10, I lead with the Excadrill, so just set up the rocks and things like that. But he does have a Lopunny. The only two times that I don't lead Excadrill is if they have a Mega Lopunny or a Mega Medicham, because those typically carry Fake Out, and that just breaks my Sash really easily. And so if he has that, I'm not going to lead with it. So instead I lead with Mawile to try and lower the attack stat of Lopunny, but he actually leads with Tapu Koko just to scout, so I figure he's just going to Volt Switch out, so I Hard Switch out into my Excadrill here. And then, yep, he Volt Switches out, and then, so I'm just going to Rock Tomb here. Whatever he does, I can take it because I'm sashed. Or if he Hard Switches out, he could be choiced as well, or he just doesn't want to be in there at all. So regardless, I'm not going to click on Stealth Rocks here, because if he goes into like Greninja or something, he can just pretty much just take me out really easily. So I want to slow everything. No matter what he brings in, I'll just slow it. He brings in the Tangrowth, which pretty much is going to be his answer to this thing. I hit the Stealth Rock right after I fire off the Rock Tomb, so he is slowed, and now I have rocks up on my side of the field. He just clicks Knockoff. So pretty much if I see Knockoff on here, you don't know what set it is really. He does seem to be a bit physically defensive, because he kind of took that like a champ. Only did like 15%. And then there's no leftovers recovery or anything, so he must be some weird item. Now seeing the Giga Drain, I'm just going to straight up assume that he's the Assault Vest set. So I know that I can take another Giga Drain if he hits it. And so he hits Earthquake. I could have Swords Danced first turn here, but I don't like to set up early on in the game, because pretty much he could always just go into Landorus and then Earthquake because he's faster, and then my knockoff might not do anything because he could be Z Crystal or something like that. So I lived, let me go back a turn. I lived that Earthquake. It did 35% to me, and then I live with 36%. So I don't like to risk min-maxes like that unless the actual game depends on it. Then obviously you have to risk it. But I don't like to risk min-maxes. I want this thing to be somewhat healthy because it's my only priority on the team in the Sucker Punch. So I want to keep it alive. So I'm going to switch out here into my Gyarados because it is flying type. So if he keeps clicking Earthquake, I'm going to tank it because it doesn't affect me. Regardless, it'll set me up, because pretty much now, seeing his moves so far, he's pretty much just going to click Giga Drain on me, and I resist with flying type, and then I'm weak with water, so it's a neutral attack. So I just click on the Dragon Dance. he does 30% with the Giga Drain, which means that I can easily just click Dragon Dance again, get up the Double Dance. After I have the Double Dance, pretty much the only thing on his team that's going to stop me is this Lopunny, possibly the Greninja, depending on the set. So I'm just going to pretty much assume that he's sacking this Tangrowth at this point. And so I don't want to risk anything. I just go off straight for the Z bounce. I'm not sure if the Earthquake would have killed there, but like I said, I'm not going to risk it. So now I am +3 attack. Lopunny comes in because he's just going to fake out me to try and kill me. I pretty much just leave this in to die because I know that he's going to fake out. But I'm thinking in my head, like, what can I do? What can I do? The obvious play, if I'm this guy, the obvious play that I'm going to do is go into the Tapu Lele, because Tapu Lele puts up the Psychic Surge, so that it stops any priority moves. And the reason why that's important is because Fake Out's not going to work, and now he's just wasted a turn. So the smart play, the ballsy play, is to just click Return or Frustration here. But he can't risk that happening because if he does click that, I am faster, and then I'm just going to sweep literally the rest of his team with no questions asked. So he can't risk clicking Fake Out. If he's a man, he hits the return, but he can't risk letting this live. So he's definitely going to Fake Out here. So I stay in because, like I said, I don't really need this anymore. It's done its job, and it's not really... Yes, he can sweep, but so can the rest of my Mons. They can easily answer everything he has. So I took that like a champ. It didn't actually kill me, which I'm kind of surprised. I really want to just get a free switch into the Volcarona. That way I would just start setting up, because nothing in this team really can answer the Volcarona, except maybe the Toxapex. So I really wanted the free switch into the Volcarona. That's why I left this in to die. And then he goes into the Coco, and I'm like, what are you doing? I don't click Earthquake because I figured he would just double up into the Lando to get the Intimidate off. But he doesn't, so that's why I click Waterfall, because it kills regardless. And then he goes back into Lopunny, and so now for sure, like, his only answer is Fake Out. He has to click Fake Out here. So I straight up go into my Tapu Lele, knowing he's going to Fake Out, and then I am Scarfed. So looking at his team, Psychic does well into 3 of these. These 3 here, Landorus, Lopunny, and then Toxapex. And so if I'm hit this guy right here, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to click Psychic. What's the answer to Psychic? A Dark type. So I'm predicting him to go into the Greninja to resist the Psychic. But he actually goes into Toxapex, so I use Moonblast, and I am locked into it now because I'm Scarfed. So it was just, I overpredicted. And then I just go straight into my Excadrill because I assume that he's going to hit Toxic Spikes or something like that. And it's really just for scouting as well, because if it's a Scald Excadrill, I don't care because he's done his job. He has these on the field. If he is setting up hazards, then I can Rapid Spin them away. And then obviously he's not going to haze, so pretty much whatever he does, he hits Toxic. I do have 2 Steel types, so I really don't care about the Toxic. And so, like I said before, I always like spam clicking this Rock Tomb. And so I go for the Rock Tomb here. And now, if he's Scarfed, he's still faster than me. But the thing is, he's 309 base, I'm 302 base. You never know what a Landorus is, so you always just have to kind of guess and check. So I go for the Rock Tomb. I go for Rock Tomb again because, like I said, if I go first on this next turn, that means he's not Scarfed. He's guaranteed not Scarfed. But if I go second, that means he is Scarfed and I'm dead to an Earthquake. In which case, I can react via Gyarados or something like that. Or most likely Superior. So he's not going before me on that second turn. I do get off another Rock Tomb, but he goes for the Z Fly just to take me out. He probably just predicted me to switch out, which is fair. So now he's -2 speed. I'm definitely faster on the Gyarados. I'm just going to click Waterfall, get that free Moxie booster, get that going. And then he goes into Lopunny. Now, I have no reason to let this thing live anymore. I don't have any speed boosts on it. It has like no health. It can die to a Water Shuriken. Probably can't kill the Toxapex unless I'm +2. So I'm just going to let it die. I don't really care about it anymore since I have many answers to the rest of his team. So now, like I said before, I wanted to get the free switch into the Volcarona. I get that here, and I'm just going to click Quiver Dance because I know for a fact I can take a hit, because the only thing he can click at best is Return, because I resist high jump kick. And so I know for a fact I can live a hit because I'm bulky, so I click Quiver Dance to get up the free Quiver Dance. Now I am guaranteed faster than the rest of his team, barring something insane like a Choice Scarf, Ash Greninja, or something like that. So I know I'm guaranteed faster. I click Flamethrower because if he wants to hard switch into one of these two, I can just react by roosting and then hit up another Quiver Dance. So it wouldn't be a problem. That's why I click Flamethrower, because I just want to get rid of this thing. So he lets it die because it is burned now. It can't do anything at all. And so this turn, the only thing I know about it is it has Toxic and Regenerator, obviously. And so I know that if he doesn't have Haze, it's a guaranteed 100% win. So what I click here is just Quiver Dance, just to check what he's going to do. If he Scalds, then I have higher Spadef to take that hit. If he Hazes, then I can just Roost and then whittle it down. So regardless of what he clicks, the best play is just to Quiver Dance here and stay in. I don't have Giga Drain on it or Psyche MZ like I'm pretending that I have, but he does forfeit because he doesn't have anything to answer the rest of my team. The Mawil's pretty low, but he never uses Greninja at all. And what you need to use with Greninja is that the fact that it could be anything really. It has so diverse sets that you never know what it's going to be. Typically there are Ash Greninja, but you can pretend that you're Ash Greninja and then use like a crazy Z Crystal or something like that. You can do whatever you want with this thing because it's so versatile, but he just doesn't do anything. So I get the free win. It is 1400 ranking, as you can see here. I don't know if it qualifies as high or not. I don't think so personally, but it's not bad. So if you like this video, just leave a comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. If you didn't like it, then just like the video. See ya.